Thank you, Deb. How's my volume? Is it good? I'll take that as a yes. Great. So I typed this on the train ride over this morning, and I realize now a lot of it echoes what my uncles, what Amanda, what my dad have said so beautifully. A lot of it's going to be repeated, but I just want to say it. For those who don't know me, I'm James. I'm the second to youngest grandchild of Carl and Shirley. And Carl and Shirley were the quintessential grandparents. If you look up the word grandparents in a dictionary, you would find their picture, or you would find a Carl Swanson caricature of their picture. And when we didn't call them Carl and Shirley, what did we call them? What was their nickname? Nana. Who is not their grandchild and calls them Nana and Pop here? Just raise your hands. Okay, well, fine. That didn't get the point across I wanted it to, but I'll pretend like it did. Everyone that I knew who was not their grandchild called them Nana and Pop. And even if you weren't their grandchildren, and even if you weren't Swansons, they were called Nana and Pop because you were part of the family. Amanda already mentioned this so wonderfully. Once you're part of the family, you don't ever stop being part of the family. Even if you were actually no longer part of the family for some reason, divorce, separation, it doesn't matter. You're still part of their family. And there's no turning back from that. And that was what their faith guided them to. I'm not religious at all, but I'll always take inspiration in their instinct to invite people in and create an expanding and ever-inclusive community. As grandparents, they were obviously warm, they were caring, they were loving, they were generous. If Nana's cooking wasn't made with love, then who knows what the hell that secret ingredient was. And they, of course, had such wonderful yet kind senses of humor. Nana is, of course, more gregarious and goofy. That woman could not keep a poker face to save her life. If you didn't know exactly what her hand was, you were not paying attention. Pops was far more understated. I don't know why I remember this memory, but we just landed in New Jersey after a 6-hour drive, and we were sitting in the living room, and Pop did that thing that Swansons always do. Do you need anything? Can I get you anything? Is there anything that... It's like, can I get you a drink? Can I get you any water, soda, root beer, juice? And I said, you know what? Actually, if you have root beer, I'd love it. And he goes, great, it's in the garage. You can go get it yourself. And they were proud of you no matter what. Even if you felt like you were disappointing or a disappointment, they would always find a way to be proud of you and to connect you and your uniqueness with the legacy of their family and their community. Every time I would be on the phone or see them, they'd be like, how's our resident thespian? Or holding down the fort in New York City or in London, or you come from a long line of performers and teachers. And even though they appreciated you for your uniqueness, at the same time as bringing you in and connecting you with the family. Christmases and Thanksgivings in Hopewell were always the highlight of my childhood. It satisfied the inner sheepdog in me because everyone was there. We could play games, we built tree forts, we watched movies, we would find out who had the almond and the rice pudding, we would do rinse, grits, grits, the poems. But above all, and I really didn't appreciate this until frankly the train ride over, we could all just simply be in the same room doing our own thing. We could read, we could be playing with Legos, we could be drawing the number 7 over and over again.
Thanks a lot. Keep my name out your goofy mouth.
Not to mention any names. But it didn't matter because we were all doing it together. Family time didn't mean having to focus on the same thing. It could just mean being who you were in the same space. And that instilled such a sense of safety, and it built the foundation of what a healthy family looked like, biological or found. It wasn't until I was older, I'll finish up, I promise. It wasn't until I was older that I really appreciated just how progressive they were. Not once have I ever heard them voice any opinion or comment that was retrograde or reactionary or in any ways uncaring or unaccepting. They truly saw everyone as equal, as my uncles, my dad, and Amanda have already said. They were, of course, big Obama fans, Pop supported Bernie in 2016, man after my own heart. And at the same time, I'm really sorry that Nana never got to live to see a woman president. I remember once I started teaching history, I picked Pop's brain about his experiences growing up in Astoria during the Great Depression, and about his time under Douglas MacArthur in Japan during the occupation and the Marshall Plan. So I'm going to end here, but I just want to say, wherever they are right now, or whatever form their consciousness has now taken, I know that seeing us all here today, they would be very proud of the legacy they left behind, and I am proud beyond words to be part of that legacy.